Hello, and welcome back to the Dungeons & Dragons Podcast UK. My name is Yazmin, and I will be the DM.
Hi, my name is Samantha. I play Elora Greyvale, and she is a sorceress from the province of Nephalia.
Hello, I'm Colin, and I play Cuin de Greymont, a paladin from Thraben in the province of Gavany.
Hi, I'm Ryan. I play Ogvar Shawfort, a goat-herding, mushroom-seeking ranger from Kessig.
Hi, I'm Rick, and I play Otto, a spring sage from Hanweir sworn to the land, wandering the plain and setting wrongs to right with his ursine companion, Bojo.
Hi everyone, and thanks for joining us again this week. Or, if you are new to the pod, then the whole crew offer you a warm welcome and thank you for taking the time to listen in. Finally, our group of intrepid adventurers attained access to the ground floor of the tower, and were a little disgruntled to discover that somehow their steeds had already gained entry via means currently unexplained. Leaving Otto's furry friend curled up enjoying his 40 winks, the team stole themselves up to the second floor. A library, stacked to the rafters with torso-sized tomes and literary magical masterworks, loose-leaf sheafs full of scribings, scrolls and scripts. It was a riot of impossible colour combos and enough scatter cushions to invoke the envy of any self-respecting Swedish furnishing store. The assault on the senses was all too much, and with ocular overload invoked, our sorceress went into mind melt. The third level offered a shadowy dumping ground for dusty, disused items. A sea of blindingly bright arcane auras and emanations from a myriad of magical marvels and relics washed over our onlookers that had sought to see, and it did not escape their notice that some of the boxes, items and chests were best avoided, clearly playing host to their much darker horrors that lurked within. Somewhat thoughtfully, they returned to their upward course, and arriving on the fourth floor, it appeared to be both an engineering workshop, a biological laboratory of sorts, and a minor menagerie. The latter of which caused the party druid to express his extreme consternation. Episode 126, Prattle and Battle.
If you think we have time, I will in fact cast Speak with Animals and have a look. Well, what animals are in here first? Let's go there.
Okay, so from what you can see, there are a couple of rabbits. There appears to be a couple of birds, more common birds. You can see like a perhaps like a wood pigeon of some sort, a dove, a canary perhaps. You can see other animals. You can see toads, frogs. You can see mice, rats, other kind of small rodent type creatures. There's nothing too big. You can see maybe a couple of spiders in like a type of terrarium, maybe a lizard, like a little rock lizard. There aren't, massive animals. There aren't a wide variety of animals here either.
Okay, so I'm going to take a moment to cast Speak with Animals. Yep. And I am initially just going to listen into what sounds I'm hearing, and then I think, assuming there's nothing of interest, I'd then perhaps move on to one of the rats. Seem perhaps the most intelligent things in the room.
So which what are you just listening generally to start off with?
Listening to the sounds that the animals might be making, see if there's anything I can understand from that first.
Yeah, okay, so you cast your spell and just kind of having a general listen. I mean, you can very clearly hear the toad and the frog bickering about whether they are toads or frogs, or whether they're just toads or just frogs. It's a very heated discussion going on. Aside from that, I mean, you hear perhaps the birds having a bit of a natter to each other, talking, but there's nothing of any kind of interest. It's all just kind of, I say, general day-to-day chatter.
Then I'll approach the rats. I can imagine that the birds aren't going to be that useful. I think they're a bit gossipy. The rabbits likely only have one thing on their mind, so the rats it is.
Yeah, you do notice that the rabbits are kept separately.
For good reason.
Okay, so you approach the rats. There are 2 rats in this cage, both female. They are very busy, kind of, I don't know, doing what rats do. You can see there is some form of enrichment here, though. You know, you can see there are things the animals do. It's not just an empty cage. There are, there's appropriate bedding, appropriate shelter for their conditions, for their requirements. They're clearly cared for. But you approach the rats and they're having a conversation. And as you approach them, it sounds really corny, but one rat turns to the other and begins saying, "Oh look, he's new. Who's this?"
Hello, little ones. My name is Otto. And yes, I am new.
He's talking to us, that's weird.
Yes.
Do you think he understands us? The other rat, clearly having a conversation here, the other rat, I don't know, I think he might be talking to us, but humans are all pretty stupid, aren't they? Walking around, clomping around on their big feet. Why 2 feet better than 4 feet? I don't know. Bit silly, aren't they? Look at him. No hair on him.
Sometimes
Should have a
they're
sleek
not.
set of fur.
Sometimes you need 4 feet, and yes, I can understand you both. Can I have your attention for maybe a moment? Would that be possible?
Look at that, Meryl. The human says that he can understand us.
Tell me, your master here. Is he in? Do you know where he
I'm
might
my
be
own
sleeping?
rat. Well, I'd assume somewhere upstairs in a bed, I think you humans call it. What's wrong with a nice pile of straw?
It itches.
Such snobbery.
Would you like a bed?
No, it's snobbish.
Okay. You don't seem like most rats I've spoken with. Have you been here long?
Meryl. The other rat turns to it, looks at her. Yes, Beryl? You know what? I think he can understand us. Oi, fleshy. If you can understand us, hop.
If I were to let you out, what would you do? Where would you go?
He hasn't hopped, Beryl. I don't think he can understand us. I think it might just be fluke.
Elora's actually...
Carry on.
Elora's kind of... She's looking at an exchange, and she can hear a load of squeaking going on.
Oh, there's a lot of squeaking going on.
And she's sort of looking from Ogvar to Cuin. She takes her hat off, scratches her head, and she's like, what is actually going on here? Oh, she turns to Otto. Is this actually getting us anywhere?
I don't think it is, no.
Well, can we move on?
Hang on. Think of this like a book, and you may understand. Bear with me. Meryl, is it? That's your name?
I think he can understand us. Yes, my name is Meryl.
Meryl, hi. I'm Otto. Who owns this tower? Can you tell me?
Oh, the fleshy one, like you, fleshy. No fur.
Is their name Genric?
Beryl, do you know the answer? Beryl squeaks back enthusiastically. No, not sure. The other one just calls him Master.
What other one?
Oh, the young one.
A
Young fleshy.
Is it a boy fleshy or a girl fleshy?
I don't know, you all look the same. I'm just fleshy.
Okay. Alright. This is getting us very... Well, this is getting us nowhere, is it? Meryl, let me ask you a question. Are you happy here? Would you like to leave?
Go where? Meryl looks at you. She's risen up onto her back legs. Her front legs kind of on this cage front, giving you the most disapproving look a rat can possibly give you. I'd have to crawl on the floor.
Yes.
And run around and forage for food. I get fed. I have a nice place to sleep. I plan to die here.
Well, that seems like one dream that might be achievable. Do you not see the other animals get cut up occasionally?
Only if they're dead.
And who makes them dead?
I don't know, they just bring them in.
I'm going to shrug at this point, say goodbye to the rats, and begrudgingly move back to the rest of the party. No, I'm getting nothing out of them. They're bloody useless.
Oh, well, it was worth a try, I suppose.
Marvellous. Can we move on now?
Yes, there might be books upstairs.
Oh,
Oh,
that
she's
would be good.
interested.
More importantly,
Elora smiles
Esther.
brightly.
Lead on, Cuin. I'm sorry to hold you up.
Right, okay. Let's go.
Okay, so you head up to the next floor, which by your count, Ogvar, is floor 5 of this tower.
My count.
I don't know, you were the one who looked out the window to confirm.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, no worries.
Gonna say by your count.
Okay.
So, as you reach floor 5, this floor is open. There are no cords, there are no barriers. It appears to be an open floor. And as you kind of step into the room, again, big round room, this room is slightly different. Roughly about a third of this wall is entirely made of glass, like a greenhouse. Large panes of clear glass, which you can all see out of. You can see that it's clearly the afternoon is wearing on now. It's probably approaching maybe 5:30. The sun is, but what little sunlight is making the horizon look kind of pink as you look inland. As you look towards the coast, you can see that this storm is most definitely at the boiling point. It is black as Newgate's knocker. It is about to burst at any second. And you can see the grass outside. The wind is now ripping through this grass in this rippling motion. But this room, is a third of it is this kind of big greenhouse style glass. You can see a couple of workbenches in the windows which are filled with various plants, various kind of pots of plants. Some of them are on tables, some of them are on kind of almost like big old wooden style buckets on the floor, big wooden buckets with slats and metal banding around the outside, potted and obviously being grown. You can see what looks like a big squishy armchair. Perhaps this is a really nice place to kind of sit and read and contemplate things. You're not sure. But what you can see in the room is a large workbench in the middle, where there are various smaller potted plants. You can see big wooden chopping boards which are stained green with chlorophyll. And sharp cutting knives, obviously for preparing plants, dissecting plants. There's lots of paraphernalia. You can see some open books with plant descriptions written in, lots of depictions of plants. There's a lot. This is all about plants here. And on the far side of the room, you can see a large iron cauldron. It is empty. There is no liquid within currently. However, you can clearly see that, there would be a fire lit under this. This is clearly some kind of alchemy lab, some kind of brewing lab, you would say. Anybody like to do anything on this floor before you proceed?
Ah! Okay, I recognise that plant pot. Perhaps not all in one piece, but I do recognise it. So I'm guessing that this is where that plant pot came from.
It may have done. Does it look as though things have been used recently? Is it like...
Yeah, I mean, the relatively recently, you could say, this green staining of chlorophyll is relatively fresh. You can see some of the stains have kind of turned darker and more kind of olivey green as they've soaked into the wood, but you can see some very fresh kind of green stains. Yeah.
Can Ogvar just check the cauldron with the back of his hand, see how hot it is?
The cauldron is cold.
Okay.
Ogvar, you can make me a spot check, please.
Oh, okay. I'll try.
Shall I make no jokes about the cauldron?
That's a 13 with an 11, which will make it 24.
Yeah, okay. As you pass by the bench, you catch sight of a very familiar looking book. And as you kind of push aside some fronds of a plant to look at it properly, you can indeed see that it is a copy of Professor Portia Bella's book. Not a signed copy. You flip open the inside cover and it's not signed. However, it is a copy of her book.
Okay. Ogvar will sort of pick it up and look at Elora. One of Portia's books.
Oh, now that is interesting.
He's obviously,
But not entirely surprising.
No.
Somebody has to study these things.
It's good to know her work's going appreciated.
Well, I'm sure this guy is going to put it to good use. Interesting. Well, you've got a signed copy, haven't you?
I do.
Ah,
So there's at least two in existence now.
excellent.
Ogvar will sit it back down and make sure it's on the right page for when whoever wants it comes back to it is ready.
Are there any notes in it?
I don't know. Ogvar will sort of flick through it and see if there's any annotations in it. Or...
No, there are no notes or annotations. This is clearly just a book.
Okay.
It's obviously got the same information that you've got, but obviously it lacks the personal kind of notations, the odd little comment that you might want to use this in this situation, etc. It's definitely not as personal as your copy.
Okay.
This is clearly a copy which has been refined and sent to be copied or printed.
Okay. Yeah. So Ogvar will just shake his head at Elora. No notes or anything.
Oh, so you got the good one then.
Yes, I think mine is superior. Yes.
You might want to keep that hidden.
Yes. Good idea, actually. Yes. So just sort of put his bag straps a bit tighter on his shoulder. So, okay. Are we going further up the tower?
Well, the only way is up.
Go to the next level.
Okay, so you head up to the next floor. The next floor is interesting to say the least. The walls, with the exception of where the staircases run, are entirely glass. Bless you.
Bless you. Saw that dust, Ogvar.
Whew. There's a bit of a dusty tome in there somewhere.
The walls are entirely glass, and as soon as you kind of get a sight into this room, as you make your way up the stairs, you can see that the entire room is filled with plants. It is almost a microbiome. In the direct centre of this room, there is a ginormous tree that is growing. Its roots spread out across the room, and you can see vines and other kind of trailing plants hanging from its boughs and connecting to the walls. The outside of the room, you can see paths weaving through. And this floor isn't stone, this is like a loam floor, like a soil floor. You can see paths weaving between various exotic looking flowers and plants, large bushy leaves, and you can just about make out on the other side of the room the stairs upwards.
Well, it looks like we need to pass through here to get to the stairs.
Yes. Yep, it's certainly looking that way. But this is very pretty. Look at all these big waxy leaves and things on these. And look at this tree. It's amazing, Ogvar.
Especially you managed to get it growing inside.
Well, you're a man of the woods. Have you seen anything like this?
No, I'm usually outside in the woods, not inside in the woods.
Okay.
What do you think, Ogvar?
Yeah, good.
What sort of tree is it?
Don't know.
It is an exotic tree. It is one that you have not seen before. And you're pretty certain it's not actually native to Innistrad. You have no idea what kind of tree this is.
Okay. I've never seen anything like it. Nothing even remotely similar. And the texture of the bark is very, very different from anything I've ever seen before, and the shape of the leaves is quite unusual. I'm not entirely sure. I wouldn't like to see.
I was hoping you had a better answer than me, because I am the same. I have no idea what this thing is. Looks natural enough.
Oh yes, I'm pretty sure it is a genuine tree. It's not an illusion or anything.
Are there any fruits on it?
Yeah, if you want to look for fruits, you can all make me a spot check if you want to look.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, now he's mentioned that, I think Elora would look.
I have a 12 plus 16, so 28.
Okay.
2 plus 5 is 7 for Cuin.
Okay.
18 plus 5 would give Elora 23.
Yeah.
Ogvar's not going to look for that. He's going to look for something else.
Okay.
So sort this bit out first.
I'm back in a minute. Okay, so Ogvar, Otto and Elora, as you peer around the branches of the tree, you can see up in the canopy, very well hidden, a couple of... Well, actually, the more you look, the more you see. Very small, kind of, I'd say they're probably kind of the same kind of size as raspberries or blueberries. They're like kind of quite small, but they are crescent-shaped fruit that are a very pale, very, very pale blue, and they almost have kind of like this white dusty coating.
I am very curious about those. Is there a way that I could easily reach one of them?
I mean, you could climb the tree if you wanted.
Yeah,
Yeah,
climbing's
make me a climb check.
not something that Otto feels terribly confident about.
I believe I might be able to help out.
Be greatly
Could,
appreciative.
Ogvar send Murdoch up to
Yeah.
get a few down.
Yeah. You can send Murdoch up. Murdoch flutters up into the canopy, and he returns with. You probably see them drop down through the tree first. A couple. Let's see how many. Murdoch drops down 2 of these fruits.
Okay, Ogvar will bend down and pick them up and offer them out on an open palm to Otto. Here you are, Otto. I assume this is what you are after.
Much obliged, thank you. I wonder if this might grow elsewhere. And I shall stash those in a pocket. Thank you.
Okay.
Good idea.
Okay, so Ogvar, what did you want to do?
Can I, being as it's like plants I've never seen before, can I look for some mushrooms?
Yes, you may. Roll me a find mushroom check.
That's I've rolled an 8. My survivor's 14. So 22.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure thing. Yeah. So you are able to find 7 different types of mushrooms.
Oh my word.
Okay.
7 different types of mushrooms.
Yes, 7 different types.
Wow.
You are able to get a decent sample of each of them. So 3, 5, 5, 2, 6. Is that 5?
3,
5,
5,
2,
2,
5.
6.
4, and a 5
Yeah.
Okay.
of each mushroom, respectively. However, you are unable to identify them from the top of your head. You would have to use Portia's book.
Okay, yep. Bit of late night research there then.
Okay. Is that everything you're doing in this room?
Yeah, I'll just pop them into Orland and say, look, Orland, can you put these into one of your safe spaces, please?
Yeah, he happily, sure thing, boss. Everyone make me a spot check. If you have survival or knowledge nature, you may substitute it on this roll.
What? Okay. The spot.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Right. Cuin is 17 plus 5, 22.
Okay.
Elora is exactly the same as Cuin, 17 plus 5, 22.
Okay.
Ogvar rolled a 5 with a 14 is 19.
And
Okay.
I rolled a nat 20 for Otto, plus
Hey!
21 for 41.
Nice.
Check it out.
Okay.
Woohoo.
So, anyone under 20, which I think is just Ogvar. Perhaps as you're bending over to try and pull out some of these mushrooms, just pluck another one out of the ground, just, grab an extra one. Everyone, with the exception of Ogvar, who's currently absorbed in his task, notices that one of these vines hanging from the ceiling begins to shake and shiver, slowly coiling its way towards Ogvar with a
Oh no.
9 to hit your flat-footed AC.
9.
9 on the flat-footed.
Can't be caught flat-footed because I've got
There we go.
the thingy.
The thingy.
Yeah.
Excellent.
What's
We'll
it?
go for-
Uncanny dodge.
Uncanny dodge.
That's the one. Yeah.
Okay. So a 9 is most definitely not going to hit you in this point.
Yeah.
You are just able to catch the flicker of movement out of the corner of your eye as one of these dangling vines comes down and makes a swipe towards your head.
Oh dear.
Everyone roll initiative, please.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Okay.
Look out, the tree's coming.
Okay, Elora, that's a 10 plus 8, so that's an 18 for initiative.
Okay.
Cuin is 17 plus 2, 19.
Nice.
Ogvar's 17 plus 4, which is 21.
Nice. Otto?
And Otto has 6 plus 1 for 7.
Rats, that's naff. Okay, so we're going to start off top of the round with Ogvar.
Okay. Right. So, for a mechanic's point of view, am I next to it now?
Yes, you are next to it.
Okay. I would probably just do a full round action to move away.
Okay, yeah, you're able to move away. Although there are obviously trees and bushes in the way, this isn't going to be considered difficult terrain. It's quite flat. You're able to move through the area quite easily because it is maintained as a garden.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not going to treat this as difficult terrain.
Okay.
So you are able to move away with no issues.
Okay.
So, next up, Cuin.
Cuin is going to go, this doesn't appear very friendly. Is he within striking range?
Yeah, I mean, the room is 50 foot in diameter. It's probably got hold of it's attempted to strike Ogvar somewhere near the centre by the tree. So you're going to be in range. You can move up to it from any point in this room, essentially.
I don't know whether to attack or this or not. So he's going to defer his go to the end of
the
everybody
round.
else. Yes.
Okay, cool. So, Elora, you're up next.
Looking at these, I don't think she would initially want to do too much damage. She's certainly not going to cast fire in here. It's a greenhouse. That wouldn't be good. I think she would move back out of the way. I think initially she would probably just say, "That's enough of that. Stop now, your master wouldn't be happy." And she's going to move back. She's literally talking to the plant.
You're talking to the plant. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Okay, so you move back and away. Okay, so the vine is once again going to come down, and it is going to attempt to chase after its prey, which is currently you, Ogvar. So it is going to attempt to slam into you once again with a 16 plus 7 for 23.
Yeah, that was
hit. Yeah, okay, so it slams into you, dealing 10 points of damage.
Okay.
And then it is going to start a grapple with you. It's not going to provoke an attack of opportunity due to the improved grab, so please make me an opposed grapple check.
Just add me grapple modifier to that, yeah?
Yeah, just roll and add your grapple.
No problem. 15 plus a 9, which would be a 24.
Okay, so with the 16, it's not going to manage to grab hold of you. It unwinds from the ceiling almost, sweeping down, smacking you across the side. And this is a very thick, woody vine. And as it attempts to kind of curl around you, you're able to slip free and avoid its grapple. So, next up, Otto.
Do I recognise what this plant or creature is?
Roll me a knowledge nature.
We have a 6 plus 21, 27.
Yeah, okay, 27. You'd be able to recognise this as an assassin's vine. It's quite a common plant. Some people actually cultivate it, even though it's some very bad-tempered greenery, because its berries make an absolutely lovely wine. This is probably something that in the region of Hanweir, where you've got this kind of flat grassland, winemaking is probably quite prevalent, and there will be a couple of brave people who decide to farm the assassin's vines and spend out quite a decent amount of money on mercenaries or contracts with the guild to have the bodies there to subdue the vines without damaging them too badly. So yeah, you'd recognise this as an assassin's vine. It's behaving itself quite admirably currently. It's perhaps a bit bad-tempered, but it's not actually... You recognise that it's not really going for it at the moment.
I shall call across the others. This thing, I recognise it. It's an assassin's vine. It's just that perhaps we don't try to kill it. It might be being cultivated for wine or such. And I am going to cast freedom of movement on myself.
Yeah.
Which is going to last for a fairly substantial piece of time. And then I'm going to step up next to Otto and try to get in between him and the vine. Sorry, in between Ogvar, apologies.
Step up to yourself.
Yeah, that's it. Step up to Ogvar and try to get him between him and the vine, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, you step into range, you step between Ogvar and the vine. Yeah, that's the end of your turn. So, bottom of the round, Cuin, you deferred your turn. What are you doing at this point?
I'm going to move my full round action across or up to Otto and Ogvar prepared to attack if I have to, but not wanting to.
Okay, yeah. So you're able to move up and stand near them and get yourself ready. Okay, so top of the round, Ogvar, what are you doing?
Seeing that Otto has stepped betwixt us, I'd sort of just peer from over his shoulder. What do you suggest we do then? Do we just move away, or?
I think maybe
I don't know what to do.
Get past it as quickly as we can.
Okay, so at that, how much space would I need to?
So it's about 25 foot to either set of stairs.
Okay. Can I attempt to do that?
Yeah, you can take a full round action to completely disengage and get up the stairs. Yeah, that's what you want to do.
It's just a thing that we can do.
Yeah, you can take a full round action to completely disengage.
Okay, yeah. So I'll get onto the bottom step and sort of just stand there with my hand on my axe, just ready. Like, okay, I'm on the bottom of the stairs. Next one across quickly.
Okay, so Cuin, you're up next.
Well, Cuin will go, okay, so it was a good job I didn't smack it. I'll totally go and join our friend Ogvar and be ready just in case. Ha!
Yep, so you two clatter your way over to the stairs. You know,
Disengage.
fully disengaging. Yeah, no worries. Okay, Elora, you're up next.
Yeah, Elora's. It's not lost on Elora that this is being cultivated by the master of the tower. She's not going to want to anger the person that she's not yet met, so she also is going to follow suit and bolt to the stairs as quickly as possible.
Okay, you bolt to the stairs. You fully disengage. No worries.
Yeah.
The vine with the last person kind of in the middle of the room within its range, it's going to go after you, Otto, seeing as you're the convenient target. So a 14 to hit.
Is going to miss.
Yeah, it misses and it writhes around angrily and rattles its leaves at you in a kind of shaking your fist manner.
Get off my land.
Exactly. Yeah, it does no damage. It takes a swipe and you're able to kind of duck and kind of avoid it. So last up in the round, Otto,
Similarly,
what are you doing?
gonna make my way over to the rest of the group, just avoiding standing on the plants where possible,
Yep.
and just make sure we're out of range.
Yeah, okay, so you're able to make it over to the stairs. You see you're now going to be out of combat, you're out of the round because you've all kind of disengaged. So out of the round, you begin making your way up the stairs towards the next level, and you can see some of the other plants in the area. You feel this magical effect taking place. Some of the other plants in the area begin to kind of spring to life and kind of rattle angrily. However, they're not going to be able to get to you, they're not going to be able to do any damage. So, end of combat, and you're up towards the next floor.
As they rise to the next floor, Elora's going to say, well, that was interesting. Don't tell me that Esther is up here, sat in a nice comfy chair with a good view and a cup of tea, because that will really be quite annoying. And she continues up the stairs.
Well, if these vines make nice wine, I'd imagine it won't be a cup of tea, but a bottle of wine.
Do you know, Cuin? You're probably not that far from the truth.
Okay, so as you make your way up to the next level, you emerge into what appears to be a completely normal, if a bit eccentric looking, living space. All of you can make me a spot check, please.
Oh.
Spot.
Yeah, spot check. Otto?
So Otto got a 19 plus 16, 35.
Whew. Nice. Okay.
Elora slips on the top stair and falls over with her whole 6, which was a nat 1 plus 5. Ow! Damn it.
Ogvar rolled a 13 plus an 11, which would be 24.
Amazing. Cuin.
Cuin rolled a 3 plus 5, which is 8.
8. Nice. Okay. So had you not rolled a nat 1, anything but a nat 1 would have done. Anything but a nat 1 would have done. So, with the exception of Elora, who briefly disappears back down the staircase.
Hell yeah.
All three of you, Otto, Cuin and Ogvar, as you step out onto the 7th floor of this tower, you indeed, as Elora said, catch sight of sat in a plush, squishy, baby blue velvet armchair, looking out of a large bay window. A cup of what appears to be some sort of steaming liquid cradled in her hand, and a large toasting fork with a single crumpet spiked on the end of it held over an open fire. You see Esther.
The druid immediately initiated a dialogue with some rats in an attempt to offer aid in the form of freedom. But this was ultimately a pointless exercise, as they proved to be perfectly cheerful in the service of their current custodians. Rising up the tower to the 5th and 6th floors offered Ogvar the chance to bathe in nature's finery. Firstly, amongst a nursery of nurtured seedlings, saplings and succulents, and shortly thereafter he found himself immersed in a leafy love affair, discovering a botanical biome filled with beautiful blooms, fungi and fruits, the likes of which none of the party knew existed. This scenic sanctuary was crowned by a 360-degree panoramic view, showcasing the glory of the darkening skies and gathering sea storm outside. As such, it was unsurprising that nobody immediately noticed an assassin's vine was quietly creeping down in their direction.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. Having you as a listener means everything to us. So, whichever streaming service you choose to listen to us with, please give us a like, subscribe and follow. We would love for you to join us on our Facebook or Twitter page, where you can catch up with all of our latest news. While you're waiting for the next episode of Secrets of the Silver City, why not pop over to our website, where you can read all of the information about this campaign, from backstories to setting. All of the links are in the bio of this episode. Join us again next week for the next instalment. Thank you for listening.